Hi, welcome. Welcome to your practice. We'll be moving through about 30 minutes of a Vinyasa style practice today. My name's Elisa. If we've never met before, it's so lovely to be here with you. I hope you're taking care. We're going to start the practice standing today, so switching it up a little bit. So, of course, if you prefer to begin your practice lying down, you may like to find your way onto your back and do this movement in stillness. But finding your way to standing otherwise, and we're just going to take a few moments to really anchor and connect to the earth through the soles of your feet. So if you have socks on, maybe taking them off and taking a moment to really place your feet at hip distance apart. And you might like to look at where your hip points are and just place your feet directly in line with your hips. Oftentimes, I think that we feel that our hips are wider than they actually are. So just making sure you take a look. And while you're looking down at your feet, take a moment here to really spread the toes. And maybe you need a little bit of help with your hands to kind of move the little baby toes, spreading them wide and away. And then anchoring into your heels, and maybe you rock from your toes to your heels just a little bit. Perhaps here you'd like to begin closing down the eyes, only if that's comfortable. If you find you're a bit dizzy or wobbly with your eyes closed, you can keep your gaze soft. And just taking a moment to trace your body with your awareness from the ground up. So feeling into the soles of your feet and maybe tracing the edges of your skin, your body, as you begin to stack each vertebra of the spine and allow the pelvis to be level and the bowl, that bottom of the pelvis, much like the bottom of a capsule. Can you let that be in alignment with the roof of your mouth? Like you're a standing pill. Perhaps there's a softness in your shoulders, your arms, and a gentle bend in your knees as you elongate through the back of the neck. You may even like to bring the crown of the head towards the sky a little bit more. And a nice way to feel into this is to place the palm of your hand on the roof of your head. And bring the crown even furthermore into your hands. Just really noticing, identifying the length of your spine. And settling into the present moment. If you are on your back, doing the same, scanning the body, spreading. Noticing your points of contact, the weight. And for those standing, maybe you have begun to feel this natural sway that the body kind of does once we find this standing position. Finding more integrity through the front and the back body. And softness where you can as you really connect, root yourself into the earth through the soles of the feet. And paying attention to your connection here. Perhaps spreading the toes a little bit more, lifting and lowering. As you begin to arrive into your body, and take your time really allowing your mind and your body to reconnect. Perhaps if you've had a lot going on today, it may take a few more moments to really collect and pool all of your energy, all of your concerns back home to your body here. Noticing your breath. Maybe there's a desire to manipulate the breath, to stretch, to sigh. And then we find this anchoring back into the earth. And with your connection here to the ground, I invite you to acknowledge the land that you are on in this moment. And I would like to pay my deepest respects to the traditional custodians of the land that I'm on. And pay gratitude and acknowledgement to the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. who've looked after this land, the animals. And I pay my respects to their elders past, those present and those emerging. And with that said, I'd also like to offer my deepest gratitude, acknowledgement to the ancestors of this practice that we are sharing together, this Eastern practice of yoga. And I acknowledge the yogis that have cultivated these practices, that have shared and sat for years and years, and eventually passing on this wisdom, these practices to us. And they've woven their way through many cultures. And what an honor it is to be able to share this wisdom together, to learn, to grow. My invitation to you for this practice is to really deeply embody the present moment by honoring your connection to the earth, honoring where you are today in this moment, and see if possible through this practice, through this presence, can we offer the body? Can you offer your own body, your own mind, spirit? Nurturing, love, attention, paying close attention and presence to each breath, each sensation, and noticing what arises, what comes, what leaves. This connection, this nurturing love and care that we can provide your own self, and especially in moments of need or in moments where you just feel like it. So the invitation here is to begin inhaling, and if your eyes aren't open already, gently blinking open the eyes, bring the arms wide and high. My hands might get cut off here in the shot. Bring the palms to touch above the crown of the head, and then slowly bow yourself towards the ground as you exhale. And take this very slowly. And the fingertips can maybe come to some support, or you bend the knees enough to find the fingertips to the ground. Maybe you flare the toes, you re-anchor through the feet. We're just going to practice with a little bit of self-touch here. So bringing your hands, if you can, to your feet, to the tops of the feet, and just begin hugging your feet with your hands, maybe a gentle massage of the ankles, of the tops of the feet. Bringing this touch maybe through the back of the calves as you massage the calves, the shins. And this can be light, this can be deep, however you would like. Bringing your hands to the knees, to the back of the knees, back of the thighs, the front of the thighs. And just beginning to just touch. Perhaps you'd like to close down the eyes and just feel into the areas of the body that the hands have contact with. Perhaps you stay and you linger in a space that feels the need for a little bit more attention. As you bring your arms up your torso, maybe pausing at the chest, the lower belly, the solar plexus, not forgetting the back. Just feeling yourself, truly feeling yourself. Massaging the arms, the shoulders. Maybe you notice certain areas it feels good to maybe massage, to touch. Just really recognizing your own touch here with your breath, and notice if there are certain areas that feel uncomfortable, perhaps, or nothing at all. There's really no right or wrong way to do this. Massaging the palms, perhaps. Maybe bringing the hands to the neck, the shoulders, giving yourself a little rub here. Making your way to the nape of the neck, where the skull meets the rest of the body, maybe massaging, giving yourself a little head scratch rubbing the back of the ears, the jaw. And again, just trailing your touch all the way up to the crown of the head, the temples, the forehead. Little massage here. Rubbing the scalp if you'd like. And you can continue moving with your own self-touch and massage if that feels good, or you can begin moving with the breath. So bringing the arms wide and high from your standing position. Palms come to touch. Exhale, bow your way forward. Empty the breath all the way out of the body. Deep bend through the knee. Halfway lift as you inhale. Just gonna pull my hair back. Then bowing forward as you exhale. 2 more like this. Softness in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to shins or your prop, whatever you have there. Exhale slowly. Feel the breath leave the body completely. We'll do this while you stand this time. Press the ground away with your feet as you stack the spine slowly, slowly, feeling into the space around you as you bring the arms wide and high. Inhale. Bending the knees as you hinge forward, bowing all the way, emptying the breath completely as you find Uttanasana. A few more like that. Inhale to rise, slow and steady, feeling into the space around you, deeply connecting through the feet. Arms come with you. And exhale as you fold. Arms can do whatever you'd like. Last time as you rise, feeling, adding your own creative touch here if you want. And exhale as you pour yourself all the way down. This time as you inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back behind you and lower the right knee to the ground, arriving in your lunge. Preparing yourself for your low lunge Anjaneyasana. You may like to move a little bit. As you feel ready, once you feel stable, squeezing the inner thighs together, lifting the torso up as you arrive, Anjaneyasana. Soften the shoulders, soften the gaze. Effort, vitality through the fingertips here. Full breath in. Long breath out. This time, we're going to bring both hands to the inside of the left foot and take your lizard lunge for a few moments here. You may like to rock to the outer blade of the left foot, just stretching it out here. Perhaps you'd like to lift the right knee off the ground. Whatever feels good here. And then as you pivot the right foot to the ground, taking this kind of warrior 2 stance just through the feet. I should have faced you the first time. I've never learned, huh? You're going to stick your butt back, your hips back, and walk your hands to the right top corner of your mat, taking this big stretch. Stepping both feet into the mat, finding your breath. 2 more here, sending the hips back, the arms forward. Strong through the hip flexors. 1 more breath. And then exhale, walking both hands to the right, continuing this into Prasarita forward fold. Toes become pigeon-toed as you bow in between your legs. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale as you sweep all of your energy back to the top of your mat, toes and fingertips facing the front, both hands to the inside of the left foot still. Taking a moment here, and then stepping the right foot to the outside of the right hand, Malasana yogic squat. Again, your own variation here. If you need a little bit of support, maybe a cushion under your bum, maybe you want to move. Hands in Anjali Mudra at the heart center, elbows inside of the knees. A breath or 2 here. Exhale, bow forward, heel toe the feet so they're hip distance apart. You're in your forward fold, halfway lift, inhale. Bowing forward, exhale. Rising tall, inhale, pressing your connection into the earth even deeper as the arms come to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. Bowing forward, exhalation. Halfway lift, inhalation. Exhale, stepping that left leg behind you this time, lowering the left knee to the ground. Making your stance sustainable for you as you rise up, low lunge. Stay for the exhale. When you're ready, lower belly draws in, knee on the right side stacked on top of the right ankle. Vitality through the spine, leading all the way up to the sky through the hands, the crown of the head. One more breath here. Exhale, both hands to the inside of the right foot, taking your lizard lunge. Freedom to express however you'd like. Maybe there's movement that's being asked of you. Maybe you want a prop underneath your hands. And when you're ready, tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee, finding this more energetic version of the shape. Perhaps this is where you stay in your engaged lizard lunge. Otherwise, pivoting the back foot down so that you're kind of opening up the torso towards the left side of the mat, anchoring through the legs. So you send your bum, your hips back, walk the fingertips to the left corner of your mat, high corner. So you're sending the hips back and simultaneously drawing the heart space forward with the help of your arms. Finding your breath. One more here. Exhale, walk both hands to the left as you pivot both toes to point inwards, deep forward bend here. Wide legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. One more. Inhale, halfway lift, softness in the knees. Exhale, bow as you walk both hands to frame that right foot, to the inside of the right foot. You're in your lizard lunge, and then stepping left foot to the outside of the left hand, malasana. Again, a moment to pause, or maybe you twist, maybe you take some other type of creative expression here. Exhale, bowing forward, forward fold. Halfway lift on your in-breath, pouring yourself deeper on your out-breath, rising tall. Inhale, bring the arms with you, strong through the legs, pouring yourself all the way back down once more. Halfway lift, inhale. Planting the hands, step both feet back into plank position, moving through a vinyasa here. If you prefer, knees, belly, chest, and chin to the ground, just because it's the first one. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. And of course, please modify, please change what doesn't suit you today. You can skip, you can rest, you can hold in places that feel good. We're really practicing this connection to the stability beneath us and seeing if you can offer yourself this nurturing kindness, this love, this touch. A few more breaths here. When you're ready, inhale, lifting the left leg high behind you, lead with the heel. Then exhale, knee to nose as you step that left foot in between your hands, arriving in your long runner's lunge for a moment. And then lowering the right knee to the ground, we're going to bring the left hand back to the inside of the left foot and take a modified side angle pose by swapping that right heel behind you and then facing the right side of your mat. So the hips are open towards the right and both hands are on the inside of that left foot. And then you can bring that left forearm on top of the left thigh. If you would like, you might like to keep the left fingertips to the inside of the left foot, the left ankle, and that right arm lifts up. And full breath in and long breath out, anchoring through the back foot, the right foot. And then as you inhale, arriving into gate pose as you slowly extend through that left leg. Then pivot the foot so the toes face the right as the right hand finds the ground, modified side plank, lifting that left arm up and over, take a stretch. Couple of breaths here. Freedom to hover that left leg, maybe even take a bind, grabbing the top of the left foot as you kick into your hand. Right hand underneath right shoulder. Coming out of whatever shape you've chosen for yourself as you step back into the left foot and pivot everything back to the front of the mat, left toes facing forward. Taking a moment, enjoy perhaps a long, low lunge here. Tucking the right toes, lifting the right knee as you arrive into a crescent lunge when you feel ready, when you feel stable. Exhale to arrive. Make your adjustments. Full breath in here. Exhale, arrowhead pose. Send the energy behind you as the torso tilts over the left thigh, coming up high on the ball of the right foot. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge. And exhale, arrowhead pose. Last time, inhale, rise, crescent lunge. Exhale, arrowhead pose. This time as you rise, pivoting the right foot down, find warrior two, opening up the body to the right side of your mat, the room. Gaze over the left fingertips. A moment to settle, a moment to connect. Offer breath where you need it. Flipping the left palm, reversing when you're ready, keeping a deep bend in that left knee. Exhale, side angle pose. Left forearm on top of left thigh, right arm sweeps up and over, long line of energy, outer edge of the right foot to the right pinky. Any type of expression, variation of the shape, you're welcome to take. Maybe adding that challenge of hovering that left arm up as well. Taking the shape into Trikonasana, triangle pose, however you would like, extension of that front leg without locking the knee, and left hand, left fingertips, wherever you can. Rotating the heart space towards the top of the room, anchoring into that right foot. Really find your base here. Lifting, buoyancy through the right fingertips, the right side body. Inhale, exhale. Next exhalation, deep bend through the left knee as your fingertips frame your left foot. And taking this into a standing balance, anchoring into the left foot as you draw the right knee into your chest, the arms come high. Standing on the left foot. Little bit of wobbling is beautiful here. Inhale, taking this into a twist. Left hand to the outside of the right knee as the right arm comes behind you. Invitation to extend if you're available here. That right leg straight, grabbing the outer blade of the right foot with your left hand. Only if you'd like. Inhale. Exhale, carrying the torso back to center as you cross the right ankle on top of the left, sinking into your figure four open eagle pose. Hands into Anjali Mudra at the heart center if you would like. Maybe the arms come up. Freedom to stay here, or if you practice that arm balance that comes from here, bowing forward, planting the hands, shin pressing into the back of the arms. You're welcome to. I won't cue it fully here, but perhaps coming into that arm balance. Flying pigeon. And coming out of this shape by bringing the right knee back into center from wherever you are. And then sweeping the right leg behind you, taking a moment or two in your warrior three. And then eventually bending the left knee, lowering the right toes to the ground, finding your long runner's lunge, fingertips frame the left foot. Hands plant. From here, sweeping that left leg behind you, three-legged dog. Left heel in the sky. Take a moment of breath here. And then invitation. Lower both elbows, both forearms to the ground simultaneously, arriving in your one-legged dolphin. Maybe you'd like to stay here, play around with a few hops. Or maybe you lower the left toes and you walk the toes closer to the elbows, taking dolphin pose. Warming up through the shoulders. Any expression here is welcome. From here, pressing the ground away with both hands as you arrive back into your downward facing dog. Flow through a vinyasa of your choice here. Maybe rolling forward, knees, belly, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. Cobra or up dog on your in-breath. Downward facing dog is where we will all meet on your out-breath. Connecting with the earth, connecting with your breath, offering that loving, nurturing energy and care. One more breath here. Inhaling the right leg high behind you when you're ready. Exhale, knee to nose as you step that right foot in between your hands, finding your crescent lunge. Full breath in. And lowering the back knee to the ground on your breath out. both fingertips to the inside of the right foot, taking your modified side angle by pivoting that left heel behind your left butt cheek. You might like to readjust your right foot as you open the torso up towards the sky. Maybe the right fingertips stay to the inside of the right ankle, perhaps a block or a book under that there, or forearm on top of the right thigh, really opening, expanding up through the front body here. Totally up to you. Full breath in. Coming into gate pose on your breath out, extending through that right leg. And then taking this into a modified side plank, left hand finds the earth, toes pivot in so the right toes are facing the left edge of your mat. That right arm sweeps up and over. Freedom to stay here as you are. Perhaps you hover for a little extra layer, or perhaps you bind, bending the knee, grabbing the top of the foot. One more breath. Without slingshotting, opening back up, lowering the foot if you've taken that hover, and then walking everything back to the front of the mat in your long runner's lunge. Tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee, and then eventually arriving in your crescent lunge shape. Take your time, offer love here. Couple of breaths. Exhale into arrowhead pose as you sweep that torso to hover over the right thigh, arms behind you, crown of the head reaching forward. 2 more. Inhale, lift, crescent lunge. Exhale, arrowhead, strong engagement, stabilizing through the whole body, grounding through the feet. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arrowhead. Wobbling is beautiful. Inhale, coming all the way back up and allowing the body to deliver you into warrior 2. Inner arch of the left foot in line with the right heel. And gaze over the right fingertips. Finding your shape today. When you feel ready, reversing right palm up towards the sky, right knee stays bent. Exhale, side angle pose, right forearm on top of right thigh, left arm sweeps up and over, or maybe the fingertips to the inside of the right foot. I'll let you decide. Binds, anything else, any other added expression is welcome here. Maybe that hover, and then eventually taking this shape into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Take your time, offer a kindness to the knee, the joints, stabilizing, using the earth, trusting the ground beneath you. One more breath here. Exhale, bending through the right knee as both fingertips frame the right foot, and then stepping into the right foot, taking your standing balance, left knee towards the torso, arms up in the sky. Settle here if you'd like, or maybe taking the twist, right hand outside of left knee, left arm behind you. Perhaps you'd like to take the outer edge of the left foot and extend through that left leg. Twisted standing balance, your choice. Eventually unraveling through the torso as you bring the top of the left ankle to the right thigh. Sinking into your open eagle shape, flexing the left foot as you come into chair, hands in Anjali Mudra, or arms up in line with your ears. Perhaps you fold forward, take that flying pigeon, arm balance here. A moment or two. And gently coming out of whatever shape you have chosen and lifting that left leg up back in towards your belly and sweeping it behind you into a brief warrior 3 extension. And then eventually bending the right knee, delivering the left toes to the ground, hands frame the right foot. Stable through the hands, spread the fingers as you sweep the right leg high behind you, 3-legged dog. A breath or two here. Or perhaps on your exhale, you lower both elbows, both forearms, all the way to the ground, taking your 1-legged dolphin shape. And maybe you walk the left toes forward and you have a little play with your hops into your forearm stand. If that's what you're practicing, maybe you lower the right toes to the ground and you continue walking your toes towards your elbows. And strengthening through the shoulders. Coming back to eventually prepare yourself to push back up into a downward facing dog where you have the choice of flowing through a vinyasa or skipping, maybe resting. Down dog or child's pose is where we'll meet. If you're not in child's pose already, slowly lowering the knees to the ground, sinking back in your version of child's pose for a breath or two. When you're ready, slowly coming to sit on your heels and coming to one side as you extend the legs out in front of you. We'll bring the right leg to lengthen and the sole of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. And then here, you may like to square the chest to frame the right leg and fold forward. Or you may like to take this into a lateral stretch, reaching that left arm up and over, gaze under the left armpit. I'll let you choose. Maybe you want to take a couple of breaths in both variations. One more breath here. As you sweep that left arm behind you, left hand anchors to the outside of the left hip. So you come into stargazer, pressing the left shin, the left top of the foot into the mat. The right heel anchors, sweep the pubic bone towards the sky, right arm lifts up. Big expansion here. One more breath. Lowering the hips all the way back down, taking the opposite side. So swapping over, left leg is extended, right sole of the foot to the inside of the right thigh. See how you feel here. Maybe you'd like to square the torso, the arms straddle the left leg, and you bow forward, taking a forward fold. Of course, it doesn't have to look like me. Your version is your version. Maybe a soft bend in the knee, perhaps a pillow or a blanket or something under here, and you relax into that fold. Or you may like to bring the left arm to the inside of the left leg and then reach that right arm up and over for a lateral stretch. Again, your own expression. One more breath here. And sweeping that right arm up and behind you to anchor at the right outside hip. Pressing the right foot, the right shin into the ground, the left heel. So you sweep up into stargazer, pubic bone up towards the sky, expanding, expanding here. Grounding through areas touching the earth. One more breath. Slowly lowering the hips all the way back down. We will eventually take this shape to the ground. So coming to sit on your sit bones, anchoring the feet into the earth, rolling the shoulders down and back, crown of the head reaching up. Maybe you can let go of the legs as you lower yourself to the ground for the count of 5. Vertebra by vertebra. 2 and 1. Slowly arrive here. And the invitation is here to finish your practice however you would like, really. If you feel the body is needing a really extra long shavasana, you can start your shavasana now. Perhaps the body wants a little bit more back bending or some twists. Some ideas would be to come into bridge pose or maybe even full wheel. Perhaps some twisting, so hugging the knees in and then maybe lowering the knees to the left and to the right. Holding wherever you'd like, perhaps an inversion or any other shape, maybe even Viparita Karani, the legs up, and just offering the body some restoration, perhaps even a happy baby, grabbing the outer blades of the feet, finishing in this way. I'll leave you with that choice for the next 6 breaths or so. And slowly beginning to transition to the space of Shavasana, this place of intentional rest. And spreading out, taking up as much space as you can, elongating through the back of the neck. And maybe here you continue with that self-touch, a hand on the heart, a hand on the belly, or anywhere else that feels nourishing, nurturing to you. Continuing this, anchoring this deep connection to the earth beneath you. And here offering yourself a space of deep restoration and integration. For those who have time, I encourage you to stay here in this space, continuing your process, allowing yourself to be. For those wanting to close the practice with me, for the sake of time, I invite you to begin introducing a bit more energy into the next breath that you take. Perhaps with this breath, with this energy through the breath, you'd want to move your fingers, your toes, a stretch. Eventually rolling over onto one side, whichever is most comfortable, curling up in the fetal position for a beat or two. Allowing this to provide you with the space to push your way up to a seated position with an upright spine. Again, re-anchoring the base of the body back into the earth. Length through your spine, maybe even a hand to the crown of the head, feeling, reaching into this space, elongating. Noticing how you feel. Noticing where the hands are touching the body. And if you'd like, feeling your way to Anjali Mudra, prayer position in front of your heart, left and right palm meeting in the center, uniting both halves of the body, both hemispheres of the brain. And perhaps an intention of balance, of restoration to yourself. I invite you here to acknowledge 3 things you're grateful for, perhaps setting an intention for the rest of your day. And bowing to seal in your practice, if you wish, towards the space of the heart and all the way towards the earth. Maybe taking a moment to acknowledge the connection you have to this space. I say thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you are doing okay. Please know I'm here for you. Reach out if you need anything or want to have any conversations or ask questions. I am definitely open to connecting. So until next time, thank you.